This is Minecraft Manhunt, kind of. Today, we're going to be designing the ultimate Minecraft Manhunt for GoldActual as a commission. Now, Gold, being the chill guy that he is, gave me a lot of freedom. His one request being that I make something progression-based. So today, we're going to be making a legendary blade custom-made for the GoldActual himself. And that blade will grow stronger every time he kills a hunter until he becomes literally unstoppable. Looking at his most popular video, he basically has an arsenal of god abilities, and that creates a varied and interesting manhunt. Now, the question is, can we improve upon that formula? Can we make lightning strike twice? And right off the bat, the biggest thing that I noticed was the lack of custom item models. How can a god item be a stick? This simply will not do. Now, being the professional that I am, I opened up Microsoft Paint. Yeah, I have a square thing here. Have do that thing, and yeah, I'm happy with this rough draft. With that basic planning out of the way, we can really get started. And then you make the square thingy, and now we have our two prongs. Okay, we got our general outline down, but this is the most important part. This is where we begin to panic that it doesn't look as good as we thought it would in our head, and we go and sadly watch Netflix for a day. After some very sad Netflix and many hours of tinkering, I came up with this. I think it looks really good. In fact, it should look pretty familiar. When you look at my original rough draft, you can kind of see what I was going for. It is just so tricky getting this incredible vision that you have in your head onto paper, but I really feel like I was able to capture what I wanted to capture. So what we have here is the final level of the ultimate blade. And we're gonna take this and we're gonna slowly remove pieces of it until it just looks like a rusty husk of its former glory. And that is gonna be what GoldActual starts with in his manhunt. And then eventually we're gonna work our way up to this. So here I am many weeks later after doing a ton of coding and some appearance tweaking on the weapons. The first thing you'll notice is how small the sword is compared to what it was before. Now, as we upgrade the sword, it'll just get bigger and bigger until it's completely ridiculous at the end. You'll also notice that we have a mana bar. Now, as you use your abilities, it consumes some of the mana, and the mana will just passively recharge as you're holding the blade. On level 1, the first and only ability you get is a smoke screen, where if you press right click, you lob a smoke grenade, and when it hits the ground, it explodes into a big cloud of smoke. Now, I'm the runner, you can't see me in here, but if I were to actually switch to the hunter team, I would glow red. So if you're a hunter, this is a very scary ability, and kind of my thought process with this is, if the hunters are hunkered down in a position, you could, as the runner, try to flush them out, or maybe you could throw the smoke grenade at the side of a ravine and then trick the hunters into falling into it. My whole goal with designing these abilities is to incentivize a bunch of mind games. So I really think you could get a bunch of manhunts out of this because I think the skill cap with this item overall is just super high. Now let's say you're the runner, you get a couple of kills and you upgrade your sword. This is what level 2 looks like, and the blade itself is restored. It's no longer just a hilt and a tiny broken blade. So now we have smokescreen, but we also have ender swap. So you can shoot a raycast 30 blocks in front of you and actually switch locations with whatever entity you're looking at. And this, I think, would open up a ton of possibilities for, let's say you are in a big pool of lava and you're on fire. Now I can ender swap and then put the hunter into the fire. So now the runner gets a couple more kills and then you get this thing, and it's starting to look a lot more like a legendary blade. The next ability is an earthquake, which will launch everyone who is not on the runner team up into the air. Level 4, the blade is getting pretty big. It is golden at this point. It's got 3 triangles, and it is looking mighty imposing. It has my second favorite ability on this weapon called Bat Morph. When I right click, I turn into a giant horde of bats, and I actually control one bat. And then I'll come back out. And you can go pretty far with this, but if you were to hit anything, then it actually cancels out of the bat animation and it kills all of the other bats immediately. At this point, it is getting pretty overpowered, and you'll see balance is gonna get thrown out the window at later stages of using this item. And level 5, the sword is looking mighty large and in charge. And our new ability is called Clone Actual. So we right click it and it summons a clone with 2 swords and GoldActual's face. And I think it just makes the most awful squelching noise. Ugh. And notice, since I'm a runner, it's not actually going to attack me. But if I were to switch to the hunter team, it's going to aggro me. But yeah, I made this ability because I feel kind of bad for GoldActual. He's always outnumbered. He needs some friends on his side for a change. And at last, we are brought to the 6th and final level of the sword. The final ability is called Golden Justice, where you summon a huge version of the sword that has a gravitational effect. And it explodes and is struck by lightning, which does a ton of damage. Look at this. I'm just gonna suck them all up. Oh my god. I could use this ability all day. It's just it's super fun to play with. Yeah. That's never going to get old. So that is GoldActual's win condition. If he can somehow manage to get enough kills to upgrade the weapon to this point, then there is absolutely no way that any hunter is going to be able to stop him, because it is a pretty much unavoidable one-hit kill. So now, GoldActual, the ball is in, I'm pointing at you with my giant sword, your court. So yeah, if there's any other YouTubers out there who wants me to make them a crazy sword that upgrades as you kill people during your manhunts, reach out to me. I might be happy to do it. I had a lot of fun doing this for GoldActual, who is a very cool guy. And if you are watching this video, you should definitely sub to him and sub to me. Thank you for watching. My name is Whimsy. I'll talk to you guys later. Cinnamon, meow if they should subscribe. There you have it.